Hello everyone, it's me, Destiny of Manifest by Destiny. I want to welcome you back to my channel. Today I will be doing an unboxing of Kyle Gray's Angel and Ancestors Oracle cards. It is a 55 card deck system. It includes a guidebook and the artwork is done by Lily Moses. But if you're interested in seeing me unbox this deck, give you my first impressions, and do an actual walkthrough, then stay tuned.
Stimulate my mind with some metaphysical fire-breathing conversation.
So let's go ahead and begin this unboxing by removing the cellophane. I've been waiting like a week to do this. But I purchased this deck for $18.99 at my local Barnes & Nobles. And yes, this deck is from the Hay House Publishing. I guess it's in their lifestyle series or collection. As you know, it's by Kyle Gray, and it's the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. And it has 55 cards inside, and it also comes with a guidebook. So here's the artwork on the front. As you can see, it's $18.99 in the US, $24.99 in Canada. On the back of the box, it has 4 examples from the cards. It shows the Medicine Mother, the Shaman, the Water Guide, the Water Guardian, and the Shapeshifter. So, we are surrounded by countless guides who want to share their knowledge with us to bring healing and change. Among them are the angels and the ancestors. This deck includes images from Celtic, Native American, Aboriginal, and Earth-based spiritualities. Angels and Ancestors crosses the divide between all cultures to bridge the gap between this world and the next. It is a powerful tool ready to help you unlock the answers that are waiting within you through the divine and the ancient wisdom of the angels and the ancestors. And I'm just going to read briefly about Kyle and Lily. So Kyle Gray is one of the UK's youngest, most sought after angel experts and the author of 6 books. And then it gives his website, www.kylegray.co.uk. Lily Moses is a visionary artist who paints what she sees from a deep meditative state. Amazing. I can only imagine what these images are going to look like. And her website is www.lilymoses.com. The box is matte, and then there is the gold, shiny texture behind the title of the deck. As always, this deck has the finger holes, or the areas for you to put your fingers to separate the box. I love when there's words inside of the top. Let's see. The top says, Guardians of the Four Corners, Mother in the Earth, Father in the Sky, Angels, Ancestors, Sacred Ones. I call on you and welcome you here now. So I feel like those are very beautiful words to say whenever you work with this deck, to invite the angels and the ancestors and Mother Earth and Father Sky into your space. So I'm going to place the top over here. Here is the guidebook, and the guidebook does have the imagery from the top of the box. Unfortunately, I already know that this box does not have the little red or just the ribbon to help you pull it out. So I'm going to have to topple it over to get the book to come out. It wasn't hard, but I know that ribbon definitely makes a big difference in how easy it is to get your book and your cards out. So let's look at this book. It's pretty thick, like the traditional Oracle deck guidebook. The front part looks exactly like the front of the packaging. The back of the guidebook is similar to the back of the packaging, but it says different things. So I'm going to go ahead and read that to you now. In whatever culture and religion they have appeared, angels have always had some mission to love, to help, and guide humans. On the earthly plane, ancestors are the wise ones, healers, and the warriors who have offered their knowledge, experience, and magic to us. They know what you need to know. Use this guidebook to learn how to use the Oracle deck to unlock the secrets and messages of the angels and the ancestors, who will help you to live a life touched by divine magical guidance. And then it kind of goes into more about the author and the illustrator. It says Kyle Gray is one of the most sought after experts in his field. He introduces ancient spiritual knowledge in a modern way and regularly teaches workshops and speaks in front of large audiences. Kyle is the best-selling author of 6 books. And it gives his website. Then it says Lily Mose is a visionary artist who uses symbols and archetypes of both myth and legend to tell stories with acrylics, pencils, and gold leaf. Okay. So she's responsible for this gold leafing detail right here. Acrylics, pencils, and gold leaf. So it's going to be very beautiful artwork. This book has 149 pages in it. Of course, it gives other bodies of work from Kyle Gray. It also says those opening words that are in the top of the case or top of the packaging as like the introduction to the guidebook. And then very special, I like this, it kind of shows you how to use this deck, because I feel like every deck is different. You know, you can work with it differently. Okay. So it shows you how to use the deck for the first 27 or so pages, 20 something pages. Then once you get to page 30, it goes to the sacred ones. So the sacred, I guess, archetypes from different cultures. Then here we go through the guardians and the messengers, and it looks like they're separated by like the elements they work with, the type of guardian or messages that they bring. Then we have the warrior symbol, so symbols of the warrior. And lastly, we have the seasons, and then we end the guidebook with information about the artist and information about the author. There is an introduction. So there is an introduction to this guidebook. And then, like I said, it goes through how to use the guidebook. It does give you the understanding if the card's reversed. It also gives you like different spreads to use. And then we kind of get into the specific cards. So enough with the guidebook. I'll probably pick it up again to show you one of the cards, but let's go ahead and get into the cards. So here's the bottom half of the packaging. There's space, you know, for the guidebook to sit right on top. And then here we have the cards. They're all connected by this little white piece of paper. So I guess like you're not going to keep this on your card, but this is a really good way to pull your card out or your cards out initially. And in the back of the deck, it does have more wording. It says, I set the intention that whatever is gained from the lessons I learned from this tool will be dedicated to the growth of all beings in this place. Oh, of all beings in all places. Already, I feel very inspired by this deck. It just feels very welcoming, I guess you could say. So here the deck is covered by like a little piece of paper, kind of similar to what you see at the bank to hold bills together. You can slide it off, or you could tear it right here. I'm going to just go ahead and slide it off the top. So let's check out the back of the card. And it is a matte card, so I tried not to put like oily moisturizer on. I just put on a regular cream lotion so I wouldn't leave spots all over the cards. But the card is matte. It has an owl at the top. Has an owl right here at the top. Behind him, I see some type of mandala that kind of reminds me like the top of a dream catcher. I see horns, I see bells, I see a lot of sigils and like different type of symbols. I can imagine that there's lots of symbolism from different cultures and ways of lives and belief systems. At the bottom, it kind of reminds me of like a sun and an evil eye, or eye of protection. So the artwork on the back of the card seems to be like a mashup of all different types of sacred symbols and so the back of the deck seems to be a mashup of a lot of different sacred symbols. I kind of went through the ones that I could call out or that I could recognize. For some reason, this here, it not only looks like a symbol for Earth, but it also reminds me of like the cycle of the moon or the cycle of the zodiac. So let's go ahead and look through these cards. So first I have the Druid card. To me, I don't know, he just looks like a very wise elderly person. I love this card. Like, you see that artwork? You see how it's matte? This is not the gold detailing, but she still incorporated that golden color. So the Druid is here to hold space for us. And as you can see, it's in alphabetical order, which is really cool because you can go to the guidebook and actually go alphabetically and with the numbering to find the specific card that you're looking for. Next, we have the Elder. And he moves beyond ancestral patterns. He's able to heal his tribe. That's what I feel like when I see this card. Like, it's so realistic. Like, I know all artwork is very realistic these days because of the technology we have, but do you see how, like, realistic his face is? Like, if I had my face tracker on my camera, it would totally, like, be tracking his face. It looks like a photograph. That's how beautiful it is. So next, the next card is Father Sky. And the message from Father Sky is to trust in the unknown. Very beautiful imagery. You see there's an eagle there. For me, it means like he has a view of things that others don't. Eagle-eyed view. He sees it all. Okay, who does that look like to you all? The great teacher. He learns from spiritual experiences. Yeah, so this I think is supposed to be Jesus Christ, Jesus Christo, Yahweh, God's only begotten Son. That is him right there with the dove, both hands up. I don't know, my background is in Christianity, so I feel like when I see someone with their hands raised like this, it just puts me back in church, you know. You know, like when they say lift your hands, raise your hands. That's definitely what's going on here. This looks like somebody that I've met before, you know, like look how realistic it is. Beautiful. And then we have the Hermit. And for me, this kind of brings in a little bit of the tarot symbolism because, you know, card number 9, the Hermit. And the Hermit is his message, or the message of the Hermit is to retreat and to recharge. And I really enjoy how, like, in all of the cards, there's some type of sacred geometry, like, hidden in the background of the illustration. Okay, now we're in ancient Egypt, aka Kemet, or Kemet, aka ancient Egypt. We're with the High Priest. And his message is intend and create. So I feel like this is very, I feel like this is a very powerful card. It's, I don't know, it just has a different energy to it. I love her hairstyle, man. But yeah, she did really good at capturing skin tone, capturing detail. Like, I can see his ribs right there. And I know there's lots of symbolism from the Kemetic culture that are here on this card. So here we have the High Priestess, and her message is harness your mystic power. And as always, there's still more symbolism from the culture, or from the Kemetic ancient Egyptian culture. Next, we have the Hunter. Track down your fears and your desires. Now I think I'm going to try to speed through these a little bit more, and probably the last card I will show you the guidebook and how it explains the card. Knight, be brave, be honest. The Lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. And for me, this definitely looks like an Empress, you know? The Lady of the Land. Who is that person? I feel like my camera's like tracking her face like crazy. Next, I have the Lord, or just Lord. So like a, not a king, but a Lord. He takes charge with authority. That's his message to us. He has his wand. Very beautiful. I feel like, and the rams behind him. So he kind of reminds me of like Aries energy. The leader of everything, you know? Here I have the Medicine Mother. Her message is to honor your inner knowing. There's cowrie shells on her. So for me, I feel like she's like an African-based character or archetype. I see sunflower. It looks like sunflower on her head. So she's a very wise person. You can see it all over her face. So wise that she sees to infinity with her eyes. That's what I feel like this card is saying. Now we have the Mother Earth. Doesn't she just look so beautiful? And her message to us is to feel love and feel comfort. Feel loved and feel comforted. The Goddess, the Triple Moon, Butterfly for transformation. And there's us right there. That's where we are, you guys. Inside of her womb. Now I have the Oracle card. Beautiful imagery. I love the nose ring, the head wrap or the head cover, and the smoke like that. That's probably what sticks out the most to me. If not the snake on her arm, but the smoke. It just looks so realistic. And her message is, or the message of the Oracle information. So like tune in. Divine speaking to you when you get this card. Next, I got the Peacekeeper card. Clearly, she's of Native American descent. And that's the water buffalo, and there's more smoke. And the Peacekeeper's message is let go of the need to be right. She really did justice to all of the like the facial features and the details that really help you to know what culture or belief system is referencing. So here we have the Sage, and his message, I keep saying he because I keep going based off the gender, but here we have the Sage card, and the message of this card is be devoted and be committed. Beautiful. Like in a garden, under a tree, kind of reminds me of like Buddha. Here we have a seer. She has an amethyst crystal ball. And the message of the seer card is see beyond the current situation. Next is the Shaman card, and the Shaman card's message is trust in higher forces. And this this is the imagery that I saw on the back of the card from the Shaman. So I feel like they're definitely letting us know that like with this artwork, the overall theme of the deck is very shamanistic, very trusting and open to higher forces and trusting in them and believing that they have your back. After the shaman, we got Shaolin Master, which to me is referencing a Asian culture. Shaolin Master's messages be graceful in movement and action. So I like that this card gives reference to not just like your mental or spiritual self, but to your physical self, you know? Because a lot of times I feel like in this line of work or in our world, we're so spiritual, so magic based that we forget about our physical body. Or not forget about it, we just let it lag behind. Next is the shapeshifter. And the shapeshifter's message is transform and unveil your gifts. To me, that looks like a full moon. A snake is in the background. So there's lots of planets. There's just, okay. So this card is meant, I feel like not meant to be confusing, but it's a lot going on because this person, as you can see, they're shifting right in front of our eyes. Oh, this is beautiful. Lily Moses did her thing with this artwork. Next, we have the she-wolf. And the she-wolf's messages to us is to unleash the wild within. Full moon, as you can see, it looks like she's like transforming or emerging from the wolf. I feel that could be her spirit animal, her inner nature. But yeah, she's a wild woman. She's a moon child, so she has to release that and let that out. Next, we have the Shield Maiden, which is so beautiful to see a woman, you know, take charge in this deck. She looks prepared for whatever. But the Shield Maiden's message is to make plans and to focus. Next, we have the Spirit Fox. Trust your talents in changing times. And this is the first non-human entity that we've had on the card so far. And the Spirit Fox's message is to trust your talents in changing times. And there's the imagery from the bottom of the card. Right here. It's right here in white on the fox's like neck area. Beautiful. I like the way she used the color. The fox, it really sticks out from the like watery golden blue teal background. Next we have the Star Ancestor. And the Star Ancestor's message is follow the voice of your soul. There's constellations. To me, he looks like a galaxy, but I know you can see that face. Do you see that face? That's a real face. Like this has to be someone's face. That she like copied their face. I don't know. It's so intense. And then on the bottom, like on the earthly plane, we have the pyramids. Then we have the Stargazer. And the Stargazer has a really detailed face as well. The Stargazer is here to let us know that we should set our sights higher. I'm going to say set our heights higher. The Stargazer is here to let us know to set our sights higher. Here I have the Trader. He looks like he's from North Africa. But the Trader exchanges energy to create abundance. Beautiful. Next is the Traveler. And there's a compass, there's the map behind her, and she has everything she needs to travel. The Traveler's message is to move in a new direction. Here I have the Warrior. The Warrior's message is to be fearless and to stand strong. So this is the White Witch. She has her pentagram over here. Her owl, who gives her wisdom and a 360 view of the world. Butterflies in her hair. The White Witch's message is be the light. Here I have the Wise One. And the Wise One, of course, is the last card in the Sacred Ones portion of this oracle deck. The Wise One's message is to grow within your current situation. Crow, owl, crescent moon, feathers. Very beautiful. Look at that wisdom on her face. Pretty card. So this is all of the sacred ones right here. And now I'm going to go into the Guardians and Messengers cards. First we have the Air Guardian. And I feel like she's, of course, clearly associated with the air element. And her message is shift your perception. See things differently. Use a different type of focus, a different type of attention. Beautiful. Next, I have the Animal Guardian. And the Animal Guardian's message is trust your instincts. Then I have the Direction Guardian. This reminds me of like the Wheel of Fortune. Or maybe even the World card, kind of like, that type of energy. But Direction Guardian says choose your path. Next, I have the Earth Guardian. Looks like an Earth Angel. And the message of this card is to stay rooted and to stay grounded. Next is the Fire Guardian. And you see the symbol of fires right here. I wanted to see if the other symbols were there. I didn't see them right away, so they might be hidden. But of course, the Fire Guardian has fire right there in your face for you to know. I'm playing with fire. You're playing with fire. But the Fire Guardian's message is ignite your passions. Like that looks like a person that I know. What? I can't get over how realistic this artwork is. Next is the Guardian Angel card. The feather. The sun, the moon, and the all-seeing eye. Wow. Whew. You are not alone. You see that sacred geometry? Guardian Angel, you are not alone. Next, we have the Heart Guardian. And the message of the Heart Guardian is love and let yourself be loved. Very romantic. And if you notice, most of these images of these people have wings on them. So I feel like the guardians are definitely the angels of the world, while the sacred ones were the ancestors. And that's just how I'm seeing it for right now. Then we have the Magic Guardian, which is unlock the magic within. Of course, she has some smoke over here. She's smudging. Cowrie shells. Her hand of power is out. So she's sending out power. I just love this because this deck literally is very diverse. You could see yourself in any of these images. I see myself when I'm looking at her. I see my ancestors, my descendants. That's who I see. Next is the Medicine Guardian. I think that's called the Caduceus or something. But it looks like he's making some healing medicine for us. The Medicine Guardian says, be open to healing information. Very heart chakra energy with this one, I feel like. Next is the Mirror Guardian. The Mirror Guardian says take time to reflect. Take time to look at your shadow self. Take time to look at your inner workings. Here I have the Protection Guardian. And she has a eye of protection, or evil eye, in her hand, her right hand, which is her hand of power. So she's definitely sending out protection to you. She has a shield. Her crown is protected. The message of the protection guardian is to drop your shields, because clearly she can protect you. Next is the water guardian. And the message of this card is to connect with your emotions. She's very pretty. I love how she has the mermaid hair. You can see she's half mermaid, half bird. She's like a mermaid angel. Okay. So we went through all of the Sacred One cards. And then we started with the guardians and the messengers, and we went through those. Now we are on the warrior symbols. Here I have the arrow. And the arrow's message is to surround yourself with protective energy. Next, I have a broken arrow. And the message of this card is embrace the energy of peace. So I feel like it's saying like release your intent, release your focus, release the energy of aiming. Allow yourself to relax and be at peace. Then we have the drum. And the drum's message is dream and journey. So that's what, I guess that's what the shaman had on his card. I guess this is the drum. And it has messages on it. So now I kind of see like the outline of the drum. It's amazing what you see when you don't know what you're looking at. Then we have the eagle. First thing you see, the evil eye, or the eye of protection. And the eagle's message to us is see from a higher perspective. And if you remember, the eagle was on the Father Time card. And like I said, he sees things like different than we do. Father Sky. I think I said Father Time. But next, this is probably going to be my favorite card because I love looking at the cycle of the moon. But we have the moon. And this is one of the warrior symbols. The moon's message is to take note of your intuitive messages. And they are pretty thick cards. They're full. They don't have any type of like outline or border to them. They're rounded and they're matte finish. So beautiful. Next is the mountains. The message of the mountains is to stand your ground. Next is the snake card, which means, or the message of the snake is to shed your skin. So what does that mean? Transform, become new. Next we have the stag, which says trust and thrive. Then we have the sun. Enjoy success and happiness. And there's a symbol, the astrological symbol for the sun. Next is autumn. Crescent moon. With a crow, lots of beautiful golden, orange, red leaves. And autumn's message is release the old and rest. Then we have spring. And spring says, see your seeds grow. And there's the hare or the rabbit. And you know, those are both symbols of spring and fresh new things coming or hopping towards you. We have summer with the bee. And as you can see, Lily Moses makes sure to be very consistent with the colors she used, very consistent with the use of sacred geometry. Very beautiful. And I feel like everything is just like very even, like I said, like geometrical. Symmetrical, that's the word I'm looking for. Everything is very symmetrical. Summer says bask in joy and light. Then we have the final card of the deck, which is the wolf for winter. And winter says take care of your needs. Yeah, so all in all, that is the complete walkthrough of the deck. Let's go ahead and look at just one description of a card. So the card that we're going to look at the guidebook with is the Hermit card. As you can see, it shows the imagery of the card, no color. I would much rather have the cards with me than have the guidebook because I feel like you get a lot more visually, aesthetically from the cards. And if you read intuitively, I feel like the messages are definitely here in the card. But of course, when you're first learning, or if you like reading intuitively, like sometimes I like to read intuitively and then go to the guidebook. So the Hermit says retreat and recharge. So it gives you the description on the card and the description here in the guidebook. It gives you a message, and the message says, take time to rest, to recuperate in order to continue your growth, benefit from the information that will come directly from your heart space. So that's where the guidebook comes in. If you are into knowing specifically what each card means, what the author and the illustrator wanted you to understand from this card, the guidebook definitely has a very clear and concise message for each card. It gives you information about the card, and it goes into the history, the culture that is associated with the card. This is going to be one of my favorite decks. I don't know, lately, if you know, I've been looking for a deck that connects to both angels and ancestors. Like, I love connecting with others' ancestors and the angels for them on their behalf whenever I do a reading. And I appreciate that they said Mother and Father God. Like, I like that they're all-encompassing. This is a very all-encompassing deck. Then it not only gives you like a short message, say you're in a rush and you just pull in the card before you leave the house. It also gives you an extended message, something a little bit more in depth. I think I'm gonna go follow Lily Moses on Instagram because I love her artwork. Like, I just want to be inspired by her artwork every day. I hope you all enjoyed that unboxing, that walkthrough. Now I'll kind of give you like my first impressions. Okay, so not only was this deck affordable, but it's beautiful. And I can already see that the messages that this deck has inside of it will be able to carry me and my clients for a very long time, because it's like a timeless deck. It's not a trendy deck. It's not something that you can't use with different clients, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like this deck is multifunctional. It almost feels like I got 3 decks in one, because this 55 card deck system separates into 3 different types of oracle cards. We have the sacred ones oracle cards, then it goes into the guardians and the messengers, and lastly it ends with the warrior symbols. Yeah, I really like this deck. It just works well. Yeah, so those are my first impressions. I really don't have much to say, much to complain about. I do wish that there was a ribbon just to pull the cards out. It just makes things quicker, but I feel like patience is a virtue that we all should try to cultivate more. So I guess that is irrelevant without the little ribbon. You just take your time to get your cards out. I really don't have anything bad to say about this deck. I do kind of wish that it had reversed meanings of the cards on the page, like for it, but in the beginning of the book it says reversed, and I believe, I haven't read through the book yet because I just opened it on camera for you, but I believe that the reversed will, when they explain what the reverse cards mean, it'll be kind of like with tarot or with oracle. It's more internal for you. It's more slowed, or it's literally the opposite of what the message is. I hope you all enjoyed this unboxing video. Please let me know if you're interested in seeing me unbox other cards, decks. So again, it's me, Destiny, of Manifest by Destiny. Until next time, bye everyone.
Maybe to stimulate my mind with some metaphysical, fire breathing conversation.